All right, so we're here starting up and continuing a little bit, and as we kind of talked about, right? So we're talking about this criminal justice system. Weird how that C didn't work out. What's up? All right, we're back again. System. I write in cursive. In case you didn't know, I love it. It's great. And if you don't like it, well, I don't know what to tell you, right? Build a bridge and get over it, homie. I love it. So I'll try to make it as clear as possible, but no worries. So when we talk about the criminal justice system, right, we know that we're talking about things like the police, we're talking about courts, we're talking about corrections, and the people involved with it. So, these are criminals, these are the actual officers. It's not like not just like the department per se, but the actual institution. So when we think about this, right, what is the purpose of the criminal justice system? So we know that we have it, right? And we know, if we think about this a little bit, right? We know, yes, one, it exists. Boom, confirmed. Existence of criminal justice system. Well, there's nothing else to talk about. No. So we know we have this system exists, right? And we know that they take charge of people. And when we think about taking charge, right, we know that the system has the ability we can arrest folks, we can, imprison them, we have this capability of depriving liberty. And, when we think about, all, these different things, right, that come into place, what we're really doing and what is, at a core focus, right, is that the criminal justice system is why is this not doing that? Form of social control. And so, what do we mean by that, right? So, when we talk about criminal justice as a form of social control, we have people commit actions or behaviors, right? We drive, we drink delicious coffee, we go out and pursue it, and there are times where, we want the government to formally restrict behavior. And so we know this is something that, because it is formal, right, it's represented through the government, right? This isn't just like a casual citizen kind of thing, right? But it's represented by the government. So this is about the government formally intervening and controlling, restricting the rights of other people. And there's sort of different ways that we can do this, right? So we think about what happens, right? We know this is guided by established laws. We also, that are interpreted by the judges. And, managed and executed by the government. So when we think about, this way of controlling people, right, this is something that is maybe, wide-ranging, right, more than we, know, right? When we think about, the police, for example, which are perhaps the most visible form of social control. They're, they have a great influence in our lives where they restrict our behaviors. And this is, we expect them to do, why is this skipping? Traffic. We expect them to, so we expect them to do parking. If there are strange people about, they get called if they're for arrest or investigation, and so on, right? So the behavior of people is restricted through the police, right? Because they're trying to control what you can and cannot do in a lot of ways that aren't maybe ways that we think about it normally. Sip of coffee, sorry. For those of you who are coffee people, I like the stuff at Arcade. I used to like Augie's, and then Augie's apparently is an evil company that doesn't pay its workers. Look up the Augie's Union if you're curious about what that is. So think about court systems, though, right? So we have it's just like skipping right here. Judges, are interpreting the law, and they sentence people accordingly. Right? There's a process to go through to decide if one's liberty is to be restricted, and they sort of serve as the arbiter of this process. So they make a judgment, presumably from a third party standpoint, between the accused and the government to see how much control the government is about to have on someone's life. And we think about corrections. Why is it not doing that? I wonder if it's my battery or something. We think about corrections then. We restrict liberty. They make sure sentences are carried out. And prevent the imprisoned from harming society more. They're also in charge of rehabilitating people so they don't offend again. So the point being is that when we think about all these different things with the criminal justice system as a form of social control, it is all about restricting and changing the behavior of other people to prevent them from harming others or creating problems down the road. And this, of course, can take place in a lot of different ways. So with that said, we'll pause here and then